Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So guys, today we have the brand new version of the Forge Pass active in the game. So today, or well this month, the Forge Pass is going to be with the Bolster set. So the Bolster set is a 4-piece set, the same as before, but it's a protected 30% HP ally shield for 3 turns. Heals the wearer by 10% every turn. So basically, it's the shield set, but it's buffed like tenfold. So now you've got a protected shield, which means the enemies can't remove it, and it heals you by 10% every turn. Other than that, everything's the same. But honestly, this buff shield set, I think is a very, very solid set. Unfortunately, the downside to it is I'm worried that it's kind of too much of a pay-to-win set. I mean, it's $20 for the Forge Pass. Maybe that's a lot of money for you. Maybe it's not a lot of money at all. But either way, it costs money. And if you're doing it free to play, you're not going to have that many options. So it could be interesting to see in PvP. I mean, a 30% shield protected is pretty significant. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go over the rewards, let you guys decide for yourself if it's actually worth it for you. And I want to test a few things with the shield set, or this bolster set actually, because I'm curious how it actually functions. The main thing being Seer. Is she going to remove it or is she not? Because shield sets with Seer speed teams are actually a pretty important part to actually speed clear areas. So first things first, I did buy the $20 one. I'm actually going to buy the first 10 levels just so we can make a set. But I do think, honestly, buying the levels isn't that bad. So initially I thought, okay, buying the levels is just a waste of money, just being impatient, no real reason to do that. But if you do buy the levels, you do get the plus 40% XP sooner. So you're going to be running 40% extra experience and silver from all battles much sooner than if you wait till the end. So there is some benefits. It just really comes down to how much energy you have on your account. If you're somebody who has like hundreds of thousands of energy, this very well may be very worth it for you, because that's a lot of extra experience and silver you could be gaining for going ahead and buying it all the way out. So first things first, let's see how many pieces you can make. So we have 1,025 pieces of the legendary material. If you buy the entire thing, or once you finish out the entire Forge Pass, come in here, go to the very bottom. Let's see what the bolster set has. So 0 out of 5. So it takes 5 pieces to make one set. Let's go in here to the Forge Pass. So 1,025, I think is what I said. The previous one, I think, was 200 pieces you can make. So 1,025 divided by 5 is going to be 205 pieces. So you get 205 pieces there, plus the 6 here. So you're basically getting 211 pieces. Now the ones you forge, you can go in here to the forge, you can throw in rank and rarity charms, so kind of get exactly what you want. So maybe you want HP, you want gloves, you're looking for HP percentage gloves, you can throw in the rank and rarity to give you higher chance of legendary and 6-star gear. Come down here to gloves, higher chance to get gloves. And then maybe you want speed substats. I have like no charms whatsoever as far as good ones. This is another big benefit for me, is I love the rank and rarity charms. I'm really low on them. So even that alone from the Forge Pass is actually pretty valuable for me, at least. So this will give you a better chance of getting speed substats. Hopefully you get HP percentage gloves. Obviously, if you're going for this set, it's not going to be a damage dealer set most of the time, right? You could make it work, but it's going to be the same as any other damage dealing offset. Basically, the main thing for this that I'm thinking is HP percentage gloves, chestplate, and boots. And then your champion is going to be extremely high HP, placing a 30% protected shield, which basically means if you got a champion with 100,000 HP, we don't need the calculator for this, not at all, but you're going to have a 30,000 HP shield that's protected. So let me go in here and purchase the 10 levels real quick. We're on Bluestacks, so I can get the Google Play reward points. So we're going to purchase the 10 levels, and then I'm going to make a set, and we're actually going to test this out a little bit, guys. So I'll be back on Plarium Play, because Bluestacks is a little bit slow. All right, guys, so I just now finished purchasing the first 10 levels. Let's go ahead and collect this stuff, and then we'll go in here and look at a little bit more in-depth look at what you actually get from the Forge Pass. Now, granted, it's not going to show what I got from the first 10 levels, so we're getting some charms, rank and rare, well, some rank and rarity charms. We're getting some Chaos Ore, which Chaos Ore for me is pretty solid. I have a few pieces of gear, a few pieces of epic 6-star gear that's triple rolled that I would love to re-roll, but I just have no Chaos Ore. So I really do like Chaos Ore to be honest. So first things first, we have the new avatar in the Forge Pass. So basically this avatar tells everybody, hey, I purchased the Forge Pass, look at me. I mean, it's kind of a neat avatar. So if you like avatars, that could be of value. But as far as the glyphs go, I wish we had some 6-star speed glyphs. We have no 6-star speed glyphs, it seems. The Chaos Ore is nice. I do like that quite a bit. The 3 6-star. We have some 5-star. Wish we had more 5-star, to be honest. I guess this is the only thing of 5-star. 5-star, sorry, epic 6-star Chaos Ore. Is that all we get? I kind of wish we had more epic 6-star, because I have a lot of epic pieces that are triple rolled that I would love to re-roll. So we have some good charms down here. Kind of wish we'd have more, especially considering we're forging 200 pieces, like speed, crit rate, crit damage maybe. Some of those ones I would like to see more of, but to be honest, it's not too bad. Now the gear obviously is going to be the main thing. So when it comes to forging this gear, what I like to do is I like to make sure that I'm forging the stuff that I want the most. So what I do is I go in there, throw in the rank and rarity. Since it's such a limited set, since you can't farm it, you can literally only purchase it from the Forge Pass. I want to make sure that it's getting my best stuff. So I want to make sure rank, rarity, charms all around, because I got to make sure that of the 200 pieces I forge or whatever, that they're actually going to be as valuable as possible. So once we get everything finished, I may jump in here and do the forging, do the selling like I did with the instant gear. I still have 70 pieces of this to forge, which I'm kind of saving because I don't have many rank and rarity charms, to be honest. Kind of struggling with those. But the bolster set, let's go in here. Let's go ahead and make, we'll go ahead and make 10 pieces of this, okay? So hopefully we get a full set, just 3 to 4 star gear. It doesn't really matter. I got a few things I want to test out though. So we have a helmet, boots, chest plate, and weapon. So I think we should be good. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Perfect. So what I want to do is I want to see if Seer strips this buff. So I know it's a protected buff, but if Seer doesn't strip it, you're not going to be able to throw it in your champions for your speed runs, though it doesn't really matter, I guess, because in all honesty, you're probably just going to use the shield set that you've already farmed because the stats don't really matter most of the time. But it is something interesting that I was curious to know, so I figure some of you guys may be interested in knowing as well how it actually works. So let me go ahead and equip this stuff to this champion. We'll throw it on there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I do think this set's going to be kind of nutty for PvP, to be honest. Like, in the arena, having a 30,000 shield at the beginning of the match that can't be removed if you're stacking on somebody like Ursuga, it's going to be insane. Like, that's going to be a lot of shield on a champion. I don't love the fact that it's a pay-to-win set in the sense that you can't get it any other way except for buying it from the shop. That's a little bit unfortunate. I know you can get some of it from the free version, but you're not going to be able to get that much. So I know most everything in the game is pay to win in the sense that if you spend more money, you're going to get better stuff, right? Like, obviously, people who spend a lot of money in the game are going to have way better gear than people who don't, but it's still just something that feels weird about, hey, going in there, spending money, getting the bolster set, and now you have this set that's a quite a bit significantly improved version to the shield set, and the only way to get it is to spend money. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about the Forge Pass in general. We're going to go ahead and jump in here, see the Seer, see what she does. I don't think she's going to remove it, but she's done weirder things. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to do this Karma Burn. Let's see if it stays on or gets removed. So we have the protected version of the shield, which this looks like a different shield icon. This is the gear one, I guess. Is it? I guess so. So she does not remove it. Okay, I kind of figured she wouldn't, but there are some buffs she does remove, even though they say unremovable, which is kind of weird when that happens. We know Seer doesn't remove the buff, which I was curious about, so you can't use it for your speed runs, which probably wasn't going to be used anyways, but there is something I'm curious about. So the shield set looked like it had a different logo, or I could just be completely wrong, than the normal shield set buff. Let me see if I have somebody in a shield set that I can actually throw in here and test real quick. So who's in my shield set? Where's my shield set at? Okay, so I don't actually have one apparently equipped to anybody, like literally anybody at all. Usually I have somebody from my Seer speed runs. Let's see. See if we throw somebody in here. Seer speed runs. This should have a shield set, right? It may not. It just may not have any shield set whatsoever. The icon's probably the same, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and see. Should be a shield set here. Okay, the icon's exactly the same. It is still this one. So there's a shield set, like gear buff shield icon, and then there is a self-casted or a casted buff icon. So like a champion like Brogni or something, he's gonna bring a different icon than the one we just saw. So the one we just now saw was like a checkered pattern, and then let's say one from where's Brogni at? I'll throw Brogni in here to give you guys an example real quick. But Brogni's shield set or shield casting is going to be a different looking shield. So you can stack them. You can stack those two shields, which is something kind of nice if you're curious about that. So go ahead and cast this shield here, and you can see that his icon is this like split down the middle versus a checkered pattern. So you can stack those two shields. You could basically run a bolster set alongside Brogni's protected shield, and you're gonna have some crazy high HP. So Brogni casts a 30% shield, it's protected. It's amazing. Granted, it does have this, which I'm curious actually now if it says whenever an ally under a shield buff is attacked, reflects 25% of the damage inflicted by the shield back to the attacker. So also heals by that ally by 25% of damage inflicted. So basically what I'm seeing is that if you bring Brogni into a match, actually let's try that real quick because I'm curious. So if you bring Brogni into a match, a big thing about him is he can reflect the damage, right? If you bring a champion like this who has, well, your bolster set on, it's going to be a protected shield set. You bring it into the arena, they try to nuke you, they're going to have to go through that, let's say 30,000 HP shield if you're bringing somebody like Ursuga, and they're going to be basically killing themselves along the way. That actually seems a little bit broken almost. And your allies are going to be healing themselves. Granted, they're going to have full HP, so it's not really going to matter. Let's see that real quick. So it should work exactly like it says, because it doesn't say a shield that Brogni cast. It says an ally under a shield buff. So we'll try this again. Hopefully we get an attack before we actually run out of shield buff. This is the downside about the shield buff. Like, you're going to run through all your turns before you actually get it to have any benefit. So there we go. We had some damage reflected. Very interesting. So that's actually, I don't know about that. That seems kind of weird. I'm curious how that's going to work in PvP. Like, at this point, I really want to test it, because throwing on a champion like Ursuga is going to be crazy. Like, getting Ursuga to 100,000 HP is not a hard task whatsoever. She has such a thick HP pool. A champion like Mountain King, oh my gosh, you can get him to like a ton of HP. Throw him in that bolster set, put him in the arena, put him alongside Brogni, and that is going to be a nightmare to get through, especially if you're running super slow, which a lot of teams nowadays do run super slow. No reason at all to run Ursuga super fast. She's literally just a damage soaker here. That is going to be a super, super annoying team, I just think. Now, I'm curious to see how it actually plays out, but you can see right here, my Ursuga has 87,000 HP and 4,000 defense. So her stats scale so quickly. And let's see, she has defense percentage gloves, HP. Let's see if we got HP percentage gloves instead. Obviously, my sets for Stone Skin are not going to be the best, because obviously Stone Skin's kind of difficult for me to get really good stuff of. But let's say we threw this piece of glove on, this pair of glove on. We have 95,000 HP. I can get her to 120,000 HP relatively easy. So guys, let me know what you think about the bolster set down below. Do you think it's going to be broken? Do you think it's going to have much of effect at all in PvP? I do think that the Forge Pass, as far as the price point of $20, for me personally was worth it. I think for a lot of players, it's more worth it than what people give it credit for. I think it's actually a pretty good pack. If you look at it as a gear pack, it's actually a really, really good deal, because the gear packs come with what, 6 pieces of gear for like 40 bucks. So they're pretty terrible. But this comes with well over 6 pieces of gear. You can actually craft the gear to be a little bit more specific, right? You have at least the chance of it being more specific. And then you get a pretty good set alongside it, and some extra stuff. You get some Chaos Ore, some rank and rarity charms, some type charms, some extra glyphs. I wish there was more 6-star glyphs, some extra experience in silver. So I do wish I could get that sooner. It's actually kind of tempting to max it out, because I do have some energy saved up. But on the flip side is I don't really want to spend that much money. The Forge Pass is good at $20. Maybe it's okay at the $30 I spent just now, I guess, on it. But as far as like $60, I'm not really super interested in spending $60 on it. Though technically, I guess if you compare it to a gear pack, it's still worth it. But for me, $60, no thank you. I'll just grind it out over time. Not a huge deal. Hopefully I get this access sooner rather than later. Obviously do the weekly challenges, which is a nice thing. You'll get access to these if you purchase the Forge Pass, but if you don't purchase the Forge Pass, you won't have access to these weekly challenges. So this will help you finish the Forge Pass a lot quicker. But guys, with that said, thank you all very much for watching the video. I hope this answered some of your questions if you had any questions about the bolster set like I did. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.